Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Frank Dropping Knowledge. Frank Ticas Dropping Knowledge this is my second video. And as you know, my first video, I dealt with the powers that be and race relations. Now, this video isn't really about race relations. It really has nothing to do with Latinos or blacks or anything like that. But it does have to do with law enforcement and abuse of power. Okay, now I stumbled upon a video, and I'm going to leave the link at the bottom so that you guys can go and check it out, regarding a raid that was done at an Indiana car building garage. Right now, this particular garage is called Fiberglass Freaks, and it's owned by a white guy. His name is Mark Rakup. Now, how did this come about? How did this raid come about? Well, it seems that a real estate agent, whatever you want to call him, in San Mateo, California, very wealthy, car collector, car enthusiast, had contacted this guy at Fiberglass Freaks because they're the only ones in the United States that have the licenses to build Batmobiles. And I'm talking about like the old classic 1960s TV show Batmobile, right? With the siren and the flamethrower in the back, all of that. Now, the price for one of these cars is $210,000. Okay, now what happened was that Sam Anagnastio, that's his name, Anagnastio, sorry about that, Sam Anagnastio, had paid a part of it, like a big chunk of that money, but failed to make like a $20,000 payment. And this car builder tried to reach him for like 9 months, something like that. Never got to it. So he put him in the back of the line. He was building 9 cars. This guy was first in line, but because he missed that payment, that $20,000 payment, the builder said, okay, I haven't gotten in contact with him. I'm going to put him in the back of the line. Well, when you got people with money and connections, that type of thing does not fly. So Sam tried in every which way. He went to the courts. He tried to file a lawsuit from San Mateo, but that wasn't going to cut it. That wasn't going to fly. It was a civil case. So what did he do? Well, he reached out to his buddy, Carlos Bolaños, in the San Mateo Sheriff's Department and told him, hey, look, man, I need you to do me this favor. I need you to do me a quick one. Do me this bottle, please. I need you to go and check this guy. He's not giving me my car. I want my car. He's playing hardball. I already tried going through the court. So now I need you, man. You're my buddy. You got power. You got a badge. So I need you to do something for me. So what did Carlos do? From the Sheriff's Department, Carlos Bolaños, he sent 4 investigators. Okay, a lieutenant, a sergeant, and 2 deputies all the way to Indiana to apply pressure. They got warrants. They went into this guy's garage. He took him to jail for about an hour, let him go. Try to pressure him. And come to find out, they had frozen his bank account. Okay, so they were able to do all of this from one simple phone call from a millionaire. Okay, and not only did they freeze his accounts, go into his Google, into all of these things that pertain to this man's business, but they also filed some felony charges against him, one for obtaining money, labor, or property by false pretense, and the other from diversion of construction funds. Now, all of these are civil matters, but got blown out of proportion because one rich man did not want to wait in line, and because he was so connected, was able to call the sheriff's department, and get them to act for him. Now, how much did this cost the taxpayers of San Mateo? $10,142. Okay, to go apply pressure to this car builder because one millionaire would not get his way. Now, I saw this story and it was impressive to me. I've been following up on it, and it seems that the charges have been dropped. They realized that this was a civil matter. It just so happens that Carlos Bolaños is on a vacation, a month vacation. He's also lost the election, so he's not going to go back to being a sheriff, I guess, at the end or the start of this new coming year. And it's just crazy. Now, what does this have to do with the conversation that, I've been seeing as far as, this whole race relations and everything else? Is the powers that be are always into play. Now, here we are fighting amongst ourselves, thinking that we're going to have some sort of break by these people that would rather keep us in our place. And this just goes to show how law enforcement is not for the little man. How millionaires, billionaires can get whatever they want. They can call law enforcement and come and screw you and your business at a whim just because they're not getting their way. I see a lot of, and I got to mention his name, American Cholo, Gil. They push a lot that right-wing agenda, that, calling the police, whatever. Yet at the same time, we want to push for our, Latino interests to be put on the forefront. Man, these guys aren't really trying to hear us. You think that by following the law and being law-abiding citizens, we're going to get any kind of way? You think by waiting around and knocking on doors and asking people to help us out, they're going to budge? That's why we're pushing for a space. That's why we're pushing for platforms where we can come and talk about it. Because I was watching a follow-up to this case, and all of, residents from San Mateo, mostly white, were out there talking and speaking up for this man, also white. And that's how he got the charges dropped. He no longer has to fly to San Mateo. His account is still blocked, though. But how many of us will really have a whole community come behind us and support us when the law is trying to get at us? When they're using the powers that be to keep us down, to take away our voice. As some may say, because this goes back to this, how this all started with American Cholo and the Tiger incident, and then, No Jumper and all of these things. Well, No Jumper is a microcosm of what we're dealing with in the real world. Having such a large platform and catering to a specific audience, he can sway the masses. No, well, that's exactly what we're looking for. How are we going to be protected when the powers that be come knocking at our door? Because they get a phone call, or they want to apply pressure, or they want to keep us quiet. How do you think we're going to be able to stand up to that if we don't unite, if we don't have a voice? Once again, this certain situation has nothing to do with raza, has nothing to do with black people, but it goes to show you how money talks, and how the powers that be, law enforcement, whatever it is, will move in their favor, in their best interest, and forget all about what their true convictions, what their true calling is, which is to protect people, to protect and to serve. That's baloney, man. All they care about is staying in good favor with those that are in power, that have the money, and they could care less about the little man, even if they're white. So, once again, I just want you guys to realize that the only move for us as people of color is to unite and to start moving in the direction of getting our voice heard, whether it be on these platforms, but more importantly, in the political arena. You know, we have to stop thinking that these politicians have our best interests at heart. No, they don't. You know, they have the interests of people like Sam Anastasio, who can just call the sheriff and get him to do his bidding. That's who they're looking for. They're looking for that donor money. You know, they're looking for big pharma, big oil to come and cash in and make them move and create laws that favor them that won't favor us. Now, that's the reality. So, you know, for all of those that are talking about the unification of brown and black, the first thing we need to realize is that that's not going to happen if we're still divided. And it's not going to happen looking to find support within these political parties that have no interest in the betterment of our communities. Having said that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this brings a little light into the conversation of, you know, what is it that we're standing up against? You know, one of the things that my boy Dubs and Gunner says a lot, it's not about race. It's about those that have and those that have not. And I think that this particular story shows you it's really not about race. It's about money and power, and how those that have both could care less about the little guy, don't think twice about trampling on the little man to get their way. So keep your heads up. Let's unite. Let's put the bickering away. And let's get on to this movement so that brown and black can truly unite and have a voice, not only on these platforms, but in real life where it matters. As always, saludos desde El Salvador. I'm out. Peace.